Okay, welcome to day 8, another day in the life of an unemployed chud. The main thing today was I have a kind of a tax, like side hustle business thing, and I cashed my checks in from a couple of clients that had, money outstanding. It's not a huge amount of money, definitely not enough to replace the income that I lost with the job I was laid off from. However, it kind of highlighted to me the importance of having side hustles and second streams of income, and it made me think about kind of my parents' like generation and just like maybe generations before us. I can't remember a single time or real instance I heard anybody like my parents' age or in the boomer generation or maybe some older Gen X ever talk about having a second job. And I think it's becoming much more common nowadays. Like, for example, I have a few income streams. One of them's the tax thing that I was just talking about. Another thing is I do like blogging for like a small blog that has Google AdSense. This thing, I guess, if it ever takes off, which I'm not expecting it to, and it's not really the point. I mean, I'm basically just doing this for the love of the game. But yeah, it just makes me realize like how we need like at least 2 income streams, and how really like everyone will probably be working second jobs in the future. And it's kind of weird because from what I understand, and I've never been out of the country, to be honest, so I really don't have any firsthand experience here. But from what I understand, what I can gather from like poorer countries and, third world countries, as we call them in the West, is that everyone there, like, has tons of, like, little side things they do for money. Like, they maybe, like, work at a call center, and then they also, like, sell hot dogs, or they sell, like, balloons, or they have some sort of, like, business or whatever on the side. Like, selling stuff to tourists, I'm assuming, is probably a pretty big one if it's, like, a tropical country area. And I feel like the USA becomes more unaffordable to live, and as changes is probably going to be really minute, or, like, people say, like, oh, we need, like, a revolution, change or whatever in society. It's like, that's probably not going to happen. What I see happening is that more people are just going to be working like second jobs. Like, you're going to be like working a corporate wage job, and then you're going to be like working at a Pizza Hut after work, or you're going to be doing what I was doing after work, which is like working on your blog, working on your AdSense, working on, a YouTube channel, working on trying to start a business up, things of that nature. And I think it's a good thing to think about. Maybe not a good thing to like actually experience, right? Like, in a perfect world, we all just have like one job. It'd be like the 1950s where one person could just work a job and provide for the household, and the other person raise the kids, and then you have like 2 or 3 kids, white picket fence, golden retriever, all that. However, like, jobs nowadays are especially easy to lose, and it's always going to come as like a shock, and you're never really going to have much warning when it actually happens. Like, for example, when I got, laid off from my job, how it happened was I just, on a Monday morning, got some like weird meeting request from my boss, and it was like checkpoint, just totally general. And it was like her and like another like HR person. And it's like, what's up when you see that, right? Like, you get like the weird email, HR's there, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, here we go. So I got dragged into a room, and then I got my papers, I guess, to get out of there, and they gave me a severance. It was pretty cordial. I mean, it was a little tense, I guess, because you get shocked by that. You're just trying to like defend yourself in any way possible. So I was like, I'm not a bad employee. I'm a good employee. I'm a great employee. Whatever. Try to like justify your existence there, but the problem is the guillotine's already at the bottom, right? Like, the execution date's been set, and it's happening right now. So you just gotta close your eyes and just deal with it. So I just dealt with it. I signed the severance letter, and that happened like a week and a half ago, and I just got vamos, and I got taken out and taken out back, so to speak, I guess. But yeah, like, jobs nowadays are just extremely, easy to lose. And as the economy gets worse and worse, for example, like, with the oil prices going up, maybe that's going to make companies' costs go up. And if interest rates stay high, then the cost of borrowing and the cost of having employees and the cost of everything just gets higher and higher. And that's going to cause people to keep losing their jobs. Like, the people in the tech sector, I know a couple of you have commented that you were originally in like tech or whatever, and like you lost your jobs a couple of years ago, and still like, trying to find a job now, or you just kind of started your own thing, which I think is ultimately kind of the goal I want to do. And I think what everyone really wants to do is start their own company and not worry so much about like, being beholden to your employer. One positive about having like another stream of income is the fact that you can actually like not worry so much about your main job. And I think I'm glad I have the little side income that I have, because I don't really need the money anyway. So I got like a decent amount of severance, and I also have a pretty good amount in savings. So I can realistically live probably about a year and a half on my savings alone if I didn't have any income coming in. But I do have some income coming in, so I can even live a little bit longer than that just on that money. I'm not intending on doing that, but that's just something, that's an option that I have that I'm blessed enough to have and that a lot of people don't. I think it's just because I've been like, saving money. I've been working on a second job. Always in the back of my head I can lose my job. And I think with newer generations like younger millennials like myself, Gen Z, you're gonna see like, you're gonna have like a YouTube channel, you're gonna have, you work a pizza job, you're gonna have your corporate job on top of that. And we're gonna see less of like people trying to be like high flyers and have like really like involved jobs. That's another thing I noticed too, like in corporate America, like the really involved jobs, the average age has been climbing. Like in my last job, I was like one of the youngest people in the office still, and I was 30, right? That's pretty old. Like you would think like the youngest people in the office would be like 20 something, but like in the whole building, I was like one of the youngest people there, and I was like, unk sass at that point, which is kind of crazy, but like that's kind of how that's also trending as well. As AI kind of like takes people's jobs and they start taking the entry level jobs, you're just going to see like, the average age of corporate America get older and older and more established. And as we need like second jobs and everything, it's like people aren't going to be able to focus on their jobs more. And it's just going to be like harder and harder to like recruit younger people to be in corporate America. And I kind of wonder like what like the end result of that is going to be. Like, are we going to have just like octogenarians as like middle management like in mass, or is something like going to change and we're going to like start seeing like fractional management systems? Like he may just be like a manager at a company working like 30 hours a week on top of like, doing like a pizza job or something weird like that. I don't know, but it's kind of interesting to think about. And that's day 8. Sorry, day 7. No, it's day 8. It's definitely day 8. Anyways, I'm all over the place. Subscribe if you want. Like the video, comment if you want. That really helps me out. And if you made it this far, thank you and take care.